Yeah, and so she will start off with this question of what is a woman? Again, she doesn't want to ask it. She's irritated by it, right? I mean, everyone's irritated when they're forced to when they're forced to ask the question about their identity, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a woman, man, black, white, green, red, hetero, homo, trans, whatever, right? That when you are asked or forced to sort of question your identity, to pose a basic question like, who am I, right? What does it mean to be this, that, or the other thing? I mean, that's tends to be an irritating question for everyone because we don't want to think about it and we want to assume that everything is just okay. We are what we are, right? And so she has that attitude in general, but specifically with this question about women, right? It's like, well, this is a question that's been asked a lot, but it really hasn't been answered, right? And that's what she's going at in this introduction. How do you answer this question? You're forced to deal with it as a philosopher. You have to answer the question. You have to pose the question, and then you have to answer the question. How do you answer it appropriately? And so she'll go over, this attitude, right? And, here is a crucial place where she, makes this basic juxtaposition that, women have to ask this question, but men usually do not have to ask this question of themselves uh, because they operate as the self within the cultural complex. And when you operate as the self, when you're the hegemonic power, when you're the authority, you never question who and what you are. You don't question why you're there, right? According to de Beauvoir. Okay, so that sets up her basic attitude there, and then she'll start going over some of the famous sort of or infamous, if you will, sort of otherizing of women throughout history, throughout Western philosophy. So Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas in the book of Genesis, right? These are foundational texts within Western culture. They carry a sense of truth. Uh, and within these, texts, the question of what is a woman does arise, and it's answered, right? And usually the answer is that woman is a secondary character. Woman is the other, right? But there's no, argument about it. She's going back to make an argument by going back to these texts and pointing this out.